3 words. Easy going. Like, I don't take myself too seriously. Hard working. I don't leave anything in the pool, whether it's training or racing. And a third word. Let me give it another thing. I'm kind of scuppered here. I'll just go for something cliche. It's just dedicated. You know, I've been dedicated to being a swimmer since I was about 8 years old, and yeah, I made my first Olympics this year, so just kind of sums it up. It's been pretty crazy. So I moved to Stirling in 2012 following the last Olympic Games, thinking that it was time to move on from age group swimming into sort of more senior swimming and try and find an environment that was going to help put me on the next Olympic Games team. And 2 years later we were swimming at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, where I won the gold medal, and that was just unbelievable to think how far I'd come in 2 years, from my best time being a 2:21 in January 2012 to 2:07.3 in the summer of 2014 was just, it's still stupid to think about, and I still can't really believe it's all happened. But looking back at the past 2 seasons, I had some like really big highs and quite big lows as well, with some illness and stuff like that in there. So I've experienced it all, and I think I'm a better swimmer for that. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm on the Olympic team this year, is because I've had the highs and the lows, and I know where I want to be, and I know how much it takes to get there. My hopes and aspirations lie with the team as a whole. So we had a fantastic European Championships, Commonwealth Games 2 years ago, and then Kazan as well, and then the European Championships this year. So we've had a fantastic run of meets into the Olympic Games, and I'd love just to see us carry that momentum into the Olympic Games and do it like we do. We're a young team, and we're all as hard-working, dedicated, and we're all racers on this team, and we just love it. And in Olympic Games, there's no bigger stage, there's no better place to start bringing out big swims, and I think the pressure helps all of us. And yeah, I just want to see us carry on that sort of motivation and the momentum that we've had going into the meets, and get some more medals. And my own aspirations would definitely be to go out there and make the final. And I had a bit of a challenge in semi-final in Kazan last year and made it in lane 8, but if you've got a lane, you've got a chance, and I ended up coming away with a bronze medal. So my hopes is just get myself into that final and then swim my heart out. I think I will be nervous, but I think I'm always a bit nervous, but it's not really at the meet that I'll be nervous. It's in the weeks leading up to it. I always get a little bit, in coming taper, because tapers, they go up and down. Some days you feel like, I could break the world record today, I feel so good, and then the next day you're like, I'm not getting out of bed, I actually can't walk today, I feel terrible. So you go up and down, and then taper's just a bit of a shaky time for everybody, and if anybody says, they don't get scared in taper, they're lying to you. So it's one of those things, you just need to get through it. But yeah, I think I will be a bit nervous, but not when I'm actually in Rio. When I'm stood in the blocks, I'll be steady. I would love to think that people would look up to me and sort of the way that I did to Michael Jamieson, and I've seen him get a medal at the last Olympic Games, and that's really what made me decide I need to move on from the age group programme that I was training. I was swimming really well there, and I don't doubt that I would have swam well in the seasons to come, but it made me believe that Scottish people could really get Olympic medals and be the best in the world. And I'd love to think that people would look and say, I want to do that, I can do that. And that's something I always wanted to be able to do, is to try and get other people to come through and recognise that Scotland is a really talented nation, at all things, and swimming being one of its strongest sports now out of the whole host of sports that Scotland runs. So I'd love to think that we're going to have the next batch of Commonwealth champions coming through soon. I think enjoying it is the main thing. Like, I went through a period of my life where I didn't really enjoy swimming around 15, 16, and considered quitting and just hanging around with my pals, and I did focus on my studies, but focus on my studies a little bit more. But I got through that, and I ended up enjoying swimming again. And once I left school, I really started to take it more seriously. So I think it's all about just enjoying it. Once you get out of school, that was my idea, was just once I left school was really start to knuckle down and stuff. Well, I used to play a bit of pool, but then they shut the pool hall down in Stirling, so I was really disappointed about that. So I think that's one of the things I'll do if I manage to get my own place and stuff like that, have enough space. I definitely want to get a pool table in because I quite enjoy doing that. But my friend's just bought a new flat, so I like to go down and help him strip the walls and paint and stuff like that. I quite enjoy just like spending time with my friends, even if it's doing boring stuff like that. Like just spending time with my friends and chilling out, and just I do a lot of hard work, so I like just to spend it just relaxing pretty much. Well, I mean, the Commonwealth Games, that was my first experience of a sort of village environment, and afterwards I had Europeans to go to, so I pretty much had to leave the village and focus on getting ready for Europeans. So I just want to enjoy, going to watch other sports and, actually spending some time in Rio and seeing a bit of the sights, see the beach and stuff like that. And I think the main thing for me is, getting to know other people on the team. So, from Commonwealth Games, I know quite a few people now, like a few of the guys in the athletics team and, a few of the rugby players and stuff like that. And I think, they're all great to be around. And, just that general vibe that's around the village is everybody's so excited to be there. Everybody's worked hard, earned their place to be on that team, and it's lovely to be a part of something like that. And Team GB, they say it's one Team GB. We are one team. We're not like different entities within a team. We are one team, and I think that's going to carry forward into Rio. And I really can't wait to be a part of it again.